always like super nervous at the beginning of live shows, but it's all right. It's just you guys. So it says that we are starting, and I'm gonna like give it a minute because just to let people come if they're coming. Today we are gonna be talking about this book right here, The Dream Thieves by Maggie Stiefvater. We're gonna be discussing it. There are going to be spoilers. If you have not read the book, definitely do not watch this video. Read the book first. Read The Raven Boys first, which is the first book in the series, and then read this. And yeah, so there's spoilers. I'm going to be talking about everything that happens in this book and also in The Raven Boys, obviously. So yes, spoilers. Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. So it looks like we have begun. Um, oh my gosh, someone has already commented, I think. Is that like in today's one? Because no one is currently watching. Um, but yeah, someone left a comment, maybe on my last live show, saying asking about theories, which I will definitely get into. There are so many theories. I don't know. This is just one of those things where like there are so many possible things that could happen because everything is so vague and everything is so subtle, and we're going to talk about that subtlety in this video as well. I also have coffee with me. Do you know, like I've realized drinking coffee in videos is not quirky or like fun. It's like a silence where I'm just sipping coffee and you're looking at me. But this is needed. Um, okay. Also, the internet is much faster with me right now, so things should be better. Um, Actually, I think I'm gonna close this. There's one person watching apparently. Ooh, how fun. Hello, whoever you are. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Okay. Closed that. Okay. So if everything is okay, just let me know. Everything seems okay. I did all those things that I think I'm supposed to do, but if it's like super slow or something's wrong, then let me know, because then I can fix it and we can have that awkward thing where I'm just like doing stuff while you're watching me and I'm not saying anything, like of value. Um, I hope that everything is working. Do you know, like I think I realized that I didn't put in the stream key properly. We're just gonna go with it. I'm not even gonna, okay. Yeah. I'm hoping that that is okay. Is everything okay? I forgot about the stream key. Anyway, I hope that everything is okay. I'm gonna start talking about the Dream Thieves now. So if you don't remember the Dream Thieves, it starts, I think, with that secret prologue where it talks about there are three types of secrets, which was great because it ended with that as well, and that was just such a good, like, like way to start and finish the book. I really liked that. Like, it was so good because when I read the last epilogue was it, and I read that, I was like, oh my gosh, like so just good. I really like when the start of books mirror the end of them. Um, and then it goes and talks about Declan and how he was beat up, and I think Ronan is like he made a plane or something like that. That's how the book starts. The book ends with the Gray Man killing his brother. Craziness, and also he comes back and more is gone. Um, I don't actually what happened with the Raven boys and oh yes, and there was that epic fight between Kavinsky and Ronan, and so yeah, it ends with Mora disappearing. So up until that is when we're going to be discussing stuff. And so yeah, let's just like remind you of like what the frame of the book is. Um, so yeah, let's talk about this. I have notes because there are so many things I have to say. The thing about this book is that it's very subtle and it feels at times like not a lot is happening, but the amount of things that I have to talk about today, like so many things. There's so much things that happen and so many things that sort of like subtly happen. I'm going to be saying the word subtle. Like the last live show for the Raven Boys, I said the word mysterious a lot. This video, the word of this video is subtle. Subtle. Is that, am I saying it right? Because I feel like that's a great thing that she does. She writes things in such a realistic, such a wonderful sort of like, they just sort of come about, but at the same time, I almost, like, I feel like I'm losing out on that sort of like, like getting something, like when something happens and you're like, yes. Like when you're waiting for something to happen, there's little hints of it, and then it finally happens and it feels like you've received a gift from the author almost, like the thing that you've been waiting to happen finally happens, but with her, it does happen, but it's much more subtle. It almost doesn't happen. You have to sort of just be aware of it and stuff. It's weird seeing myself on screen, especially because it's caught up. That's wonderful. Yeah, so what was I talking about? Yeah, so she's very subtle with her writing, and I like it, but I also don't like it. Because, there were certain things that I was like, I wanted to be talked about more, and she didn't talk about them as much as I wanted to. Anyway, this book has a lot of Ronan. Ronan is on the cover, and I love Ronan. Ronan is my favorite character. It's just so awesome to see from his perspective. I know a lot of people find him a little bit off-putting, maybe, but he's just amazing and so interesting. And when you, like, in the Raven Boys, he's sort of this, like, really mean and sort of, that character that's sort of like the bad boy, mysterious, everyone is mysterious, sort of just like, he's mean to people and I don't know, you don't understand what he's doing or why he's doing what he's doing. And this book really goes into that, the whole dreaming and how difficult that is and how much it's been affecting him, and just the fact that he hasn't been sleeping properly for who knows how long, um, and dealing with his father's death and all of that stuff. Like, you just really understand him better as a character. It's really cool to go back to the Barnes, to his house. His house is so cool. I really like. I would love. I mean, I don't think it'd be a great idea for these to be turned into a TV show or a movie. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like that would ruin it. But like, it'd be so interesting to see that in real life, to see his house with all the dream objects in real life, because that would be so cool. Like, all the little things. That mosque was creepy. But yeah, it was really interesting to see his family home. When they were meeting his mom, I thought it was gonna be like um like she was just a picture or something. Like, I didn't think she would actually be there, because they went in and they were like, "Okay, it's time to meet your mom now." And I was like, "Oh, she like I thought she'd be like a giant picture on the wall, and he was gonna like go to the picture and be like, "Hi, mom, I miss you," and then leave. But she was actually there. That was weird. And the fact that she's a dream object, it's really like, what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about, like, him and his mom, and the fact that is he a child of a dream? Is How does that work? Let me know. Definitely comment. I think there's like a comment section somewhere here. I'm gonna write a comment. Dream Thieves. Yeah. Yeah, so definitely chat to me about this book and tell me your thoughts. Tell me about your favorite characters and about your favorite moments in the book. I'm definitely gonna be talking about all of that. That coffee really hit me. But yeah, so I really liked seeing this house. I really like Matthew. Matthew's like a fun character, but very I don't know. I don't. He's not like, he has no complication. Like Declan is annoying, and I don't really like Declan. But Declan has some like things going on. I feel like Matthew is very simple when it comes to a character. Like, he's like his mom in that way. So I like him, but sort of like, like, I'm not like loving him. And the same, I think, is true for Noah. I really like Noah, but we get to spend like no time with Noah in these books so far, like very little compared to everyone else. And I would love to spend more time with Noah, and I feel like I like him. I feel like, oh, he's adorable and he's fun and he's cool and stuff. But like, I don't even like, he was barely there. Like, there were two moments. Hi Terry, thanks for commenting and coming. But yeah, so there were like two moments with Noah where, what do you think about the Dream Thieves, Terry? Yeah, there were two moments in. Sorry for like being like interrupting myself. There were two moments with Noah that I really liked. The first one was when Ronan threw him out the window. That was so, like, I knew that it like that like they sort of like said it without really saying it, and then Noah like comes in the door and then he's like, Ronan threw me out. That was so great. I just love that moment. Like, I like it when they're all together just having fun, you know? Um and yeah, it's just really fun when they're like that. The other moment, which I really liked as well, was Blue and Noah's makeout session. That was really, really fun, but really awkward. So Terry says, I don't know anything about this book. Um, So yeah, I mean this is a spoiler free. This is a spoiler free. This is a spoiler discussion about the book. So definitely go check out The Raven Boys, which is the first book by Maggie Stiefvater. If you guys don't know what The Raven Boys is about, it's it's like on the actual book, on the synopsis of the book, it sort of makes it sound like it's a romance. It really is. It really isn't. Even in the second book, um, my stream health just went down. Oh dear me. But yeah, it really isn't about a romance. It's about a friendship more than anything. Like there are four Raven boys, and they are all. What are they? What do I say? How do I explain? It's very mysterious. It's very mysterious. The characters in the book are amazing, and their relationships with each other are great. Their friendship is like one of the best friendships I've ever read about, and it's just so mysterious and well described, and the setting and the plot and everything about the book is mysterious and sort of like very richly described, and it's just really beautiful. Definitely check it out, Terry, if you haven't, and anyone else as well. But yeah, so that is the first book, The Raven Boys. I'm talking about the Dream Thieves. So if you have not read the Dream Thieves, spoilers, just saying. But yeah, definitely go check it out because it's worth the read. So yeah, back to the makeout session with Noah and Blue. That was so like I felt weird about it, but I didn't think that she would say yes or that he would say yes or like give the idea. Like they just sort of like, oh, okay. Um I so Terry asks how many books do I read in a week? Um I don't know. I have not been reading very often. Like this is not about the Dream Thieves. I have not been reading very often, and I'm actually thinking I'm gonna do a live show, a like book discussion or a discussion about book slumps, and like long term book slumps, which is like a thing. But anyway, yeah, I have not been reading that much. I've been reading like 2 books, 3 books a month. So maybe if I'm lucky, maybe like a book a week, but probably not. Anyway, it was just like the scene with Noah and Blue. Like it was one of those things where I was it was like so weird. I didn't expect them to do it and then they did it and I didn't know how I felt. Like I sort of liked it. Like it was weird. I it was so sweet though. You know, it was so sweet and so nice and such a like nice break from all the chaos and stuff that was happening, but at the same time it was just really weird as well. Like it was weird, but I liked it. Um yeah, it was weird, but I liked it. So I have notes. So yeah, the end of the book. Let's talk about the end. I really liked, like I said, how things sort of like parallel, like were bookended by the secrets thing. Like there are three secrets, three types of secrets, and then how it ended with the three types of secrets, and how we got what the three types of secrets were for Ronan, which I really like. I forgot about that, and I really wasn't expecting it again. And then for a secret to be Adam, that was just like, or for one of his secrets to be Adam, that was just, that was wow. I was getting like very, very slight hints of it. I think I sort of wanted something to be happening, at least with Ronan. Um, because I got sort of like slight hints in the first book, and I got more in this book. Especially like a sort of, there was definite jealousy between Ronan and Adam. Like Ronan was jealous of Adam and Gansi's relationship, but I wasn't sure why. And like I it was a weird sort of jealousy. The way that he talked about Adam in his head was just sort of weird, and I was like, okay, I feel like something's happening there, and then definitely something. I mean, definitely something with Ronan is happening. I think he is either gay or bi or something, because of that thing that happened with Kavinsky. Like Kavinsky was like, he asked him if he was, and then Ronan didn't like deny it, and then Kavinsky was like, you didn't deny it, and Ronan was like, no, I didn't. So that's what I mean about like everything being subtle. Someone just came home, so I'm probably gonna like slightly quiet as they come into the house, but I'll keep talking. Except for that, silent me drinking coffee. They don't know that I'm doing a live show, so they're just gonna like walk into the house and we're talking to you guys. So yeah, it was just I really liked that moment. I was really liking Kavinsky. Let's talk about him for a second. He is a really interesting character. I thought that he was going to be another like the Latin teacher. I thought that about the Gray Man too. I thought he might be like another Latin teacher, like another annoying, the bad guy character, but he really wasn't. The Gray Man wasn't. Kavinsky wasn't. Kavinsky was really interesting, and he is so determined. Like, he was so determined to make the dreams and to use the dreams and to do something with them, like making all of those cars. And the person just walked into the house, making all of those cars and doing that so much, like that was a lot of work that he must have done. Um, and I don't know, it was just so weird that he was so determined and was working so hard to do this thing. And he seemed really interesting as a character. His dad, like his dad and his connection to him seemed really interesting. Um, and then he dies. And I don't know. I know a lot of people don't like him, but I was growing to like him. Like, I was like, maybe something happened between him and Ronan. I could feel like that was sort of happening, but I don't know. Like, I was sort of starting to like him. What do you guys think? Did you start to like Kavinsky? Who are your favorite characters in this book? Definitely Ronan. I always like Adam. But I also found myself really liking Gansey as well. And Kala is like always my favorite. But like I definitely, like everyone said, I started to like everyone more than I did in the first book. This was definitely way better for me than the first book was. Um, yeah, so Ronan is gay, I think, or something like that, which was interesting and super fun. And I thought something was going to happen with Kavinsky, but it obviously didn't. I feel like Kavinsky could just come back to life, possibly, maybe. I don't know. Maybe he can go to Caveswater, hang out with Ronan's mom, Aurora, and they could just like. Could you imagine them hanging out? That would be weird. But yeah, and then the end with the secret that Adam is a secret. I don't know where that's gonna go. So I sort of had this idea that that Ronan, I don't know, was jealous of Adam or had a crush on Adam, but it was a small thing to me. When it turned out to be one of his secrets, then it was like, okay, major plot point sort of thing, because everything that's subtle in this book is still like a big deal. Like, everything is subtle, so you have to sort of take everything, even if it just happens and it's just breezed past. I mean, not that that was breezed past, it was like the final sort of thing in the book, and it was like, Adam is my secret, or one of my secrets. So yeah, what do you guys think of The Secret and of Adam and like possible relationship? Maybe, I don't know if that would happen. That like Adam, I don't know. Adam and Blue sort of just stopped being a thing. Not that they were ever really a thing, and I'm really glad that they stopped because they didn't really date. Like, what did they didn't really date at all. And it was weird to have them be together when I knew that they weren't going to end up together. Um, so yeah, I'm glad that that ended. It was uncomfortable to read that scene, but I was glad that it happened. And I also am glad that Adam retained control of himself, and also that he like got help from Persephone. Like, Persephone came to him, they scryed together, is scrying the right word, and they sort of like got him back together. He seems like he's like on a better path in terms of things. He's definitely otherworldly, but he has his life together a little bit better. The otherworldliness I think could have been described a little bit better. Like, I feel like he his otherworldliness, especially with the visions, wasn't as good as it could be. Like, I don't know, I just didn't feel like the visions were really well explored. Like, they were sort of there, but not really there. And I feel like it was a little bit too subtle. Like, we could have had more exploration into that, or more like definite like communication, because it felt like he was communicating, or I feel like Maggie sort of like was saying that he was communicating with him or trying to, but we never really were really shown that. And I would have liked to actually see that, I guess. Um, so yeah, I wish that his otherworldliness was more pronounced, I guess, to us at least, in terms of like things that happened. But I'm really glad that things are together. Persephone, what's up with Persephone? Like, she what I just like I get Persephone and Orla confused sometimes. And also there's a character named Jimmy. Who's Jimmy? I don't know who Jimmy is. But like, I'm definitely like, I've separated Orla and Persephone now, because Orla is one of bell bottoms, right? And Persephone is this really dark character who like sort of like knows what's up. Like, I feel like the main three are Mora, Kala, and Persephone of the family. Um, Orla is sort of there, and she's like really beautiful, and then there's Jimmy, and I feel like there's someone else. There's a lot of people in the house. But like, Persephone seems like, what is up with her? What happened in her past? What was going on? Like, she obviously knows more than she's sort of saying. And I don't know, that was just really, what's up with her? I want to know more about her. I wish we got more Kala in this book. I love Kala, love her one-liners, and I'd like to see more of her. I think she has purple hair, right? She has purple hair, and she does silks, yoga silks. You know when you like hang in silks and like do stuff. So it was fun to like see that about her, I guess, and to learn more about her character. Sorry. And yeah, so it was interesting to see more of the characters in the family. I can't wait to see more of Persephone because she seems really dark. So what else did I want to talk about? Um, the flashbacks were also something that I really liked in this book. I don't know if you guys liked to see sort of like the backstory a little bit. Everything that has to do with like the backstory, I really enjoyed. Did you guys enjoy it? Like, did you like seeing? I really liked seeing Ronan and Gansi's relationship before Adam. You know, like Ronan sort of talked about that a little bit, and then Adam, I think, had like a full-on flashback to meeting Gansi, and that was really interesting. And I don't know, it just made me like Gansi more. And it was just interesting to see their friendship. I'd really also like to know how Noah came into the friendship group. I don't know if they talked about that. Um, but yeah, that was really interesting as well. What else did I want to talk about? The Gray Man. The Gray Man, I thought he was going to be like the Latin teacher from the first book. He was not, because I liked him. I really liked the Gray Man. I don't know, he sort of came into the book and was interesting, but a little bit strange, but in a like a fun way, not like in a. He wasn't annoying, like the Latin teacher whose name I cannot remember. Um, like he was sort of like he had it together, like in terms of murdering people. He just had it together. So yeah, I really liked him because he was a together killer. Well, I mean, I wouldn't even describe him as a killer. That's so weird because it's like he's a killer, but I feel like no, he's a poet. He's a writer. He's just like just something he does on the side. Just to pay the bills. So I really liked him as a character. I really liked the way they interacted with Mora. Their relationship was so much fun to read. If Blue and Gansi's relationship or Blue and Adam's relationship had as much chemistry as Mora and the Gray Man's relationship, I feel like I would have felt way better about it. I know that Blue and Gansey are sort of coming together very, very slowly, and I like how slow it's happening. But at the same time, I want some, like it's too subtle. I want some like things to happen. Mora and the Gray Man, when they talk to each other, it was just so like their banter was just so good, so like instantly chemistry there, and I can't wait for that to go forward. Although I don't know what's gonna happen because like she's gone into the underworld, into the caves or whatever, and she's with the Grey Warren. No, that's Ronan. What is Glendower? She's with Glendower, or she's going to look for Glendower, possibly. I'm not sure. I've been talking for 22 minutes. I think it's time for another sip of coffee. Um, yeah, she's gone into to look for something or something. I feel like she's gone maybe to look for Blue's dad. Maybe I don't know. That was an interesting end. I liked that end. It wasn't as I feel like the endings of these books are not going to be like like super dramatic. Like the most dramatic thing that happened was definitely the fight between Kavinsky and Adam, and that was a lot of fun. Like I really liked that. That was a good, just like giving me something like solid, like a big moment in the book, and I really liked that. I really liked that Adam was there as well, and Adam had sort of like come into things. Um, and we just sort of like had this moment where everyone was together, even though Adam was like far apart. I talk about Adam a lot. Um, Thank you, Rebecca. The Latin teacher's name was Welk. So he really had it together in terms of killing people. He did have it together in terms of killing people. Like, he's just such a, like, I really like logical characters. Like, no matter what else they're doing, even if they're, like, killing people, like, as long as they're, like, logical and working hard, and, like, people who just, like, have it together that way. Like, I'm really jealous of them because I do not. So like, yeah, I really like characters like that. Terry asks if I have a Twitter. I do. It's Books with Dylan. It's linked somewhere on my channel. But yeah, so what was I talking about? Um, yeah, I really like characters who are like the Gray Man. I feel like Adam is like him slightly, but more in terms of like just working hard, not in terms of like um being mentally stable. Adam is not mentally unstable. He's not as I don't know. He has a lot going on. I feel like the Rayman handles conflicts and things going wrong really, really well. And Mora's like reaction to him was just great. Like I don't know, it made me reimagine Mora because she reacted to him so wonderfully. Like they just were all like, "Yeah, you're a what is it called? Not a serial killer, not a killer, a um killer for hire, a hired person. I feel like they said the name or he said it a lot. Like someone I don't know. They all were like, yeah, like acknowledging that and aware of it and like it almost felt like a joke, but like they were taking it seriously and it was just so much fun and I was like, she's going on a date and she like knows and she like I don't know, it's just she was just so much fun. I was like, I don't know why that makes me feel like she was so much fun. Like she's going out with someone who she knows kills people and like is dangerous but it was like Hitman, thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Rebecca, you're onto it today. Um, yeah, so he was a hitman. Like she knew that and she still I don't know, it was great. I really liked her. It made her more complex as a character and more interesting and I'm really looking forward to maybe seeing Blue's dad because I feel like he'd be really interesting as well. Like especially if he's like the Gray Man. For a minute there, I thought the Gray Man might be um or no, I thought Blue's dad might be the Gray Man's brother and then like the Gray Man's brother would come, and then Mora would see him and be like, "Hey, you're Blue's dad," and he'd be like, "Oh my gosh!" And then the brothers wouldn't be able to kill each other because Mora would be like, "No." Um, that didn't happen because the Gray Man's brother was just dead. He like came into the car, and the Gray Man was like, "You're dead." Like that was very surprising and shocking. It just happened really quickly. It was a bit abrupt, but I'm glad that it happened because he got to come back and stay in the story. And I'm looking forward to him being a part of the story for the long term because he's a great character. But it's weird that Mora's not there anymore. Like what's gonna happen with Mora? Okay, yeah, I really like the Gray Man. Feel like I've talked about him. Also, I really liked his interaction with Blue. Blue's so smart. I really like her. She has it together, sort of in the same way that her mom does a little bit. And I really like seeing that sort of that like I don't know. She got that from her mom, sort of thing. I also really like all of the amazing family characters in this book because there was a top five Wednesday a little while ago and it was for the top five moms that are in books and I was like sitting like what who are moms in books I was like can I think of any um and like Maura is definitely one of them like she's just such a great mom and it's so great to see like the family side of things and I don't know I just really like seeing that in the book it's great I really like Maura I really like the rest of the family and it's great I really like Gansey's family as well oh my gosh let's talk about Gansey's family they reacted to Adam's like walking on the interstate highway thing when his like mind was like out of his body sort of thing, which we need to talk about that as well. But like they reacted to that so wonderfully. Like Helen Ganzi's sister just was great. She sort of was like, I'll give him a car. I'll give him my old car. And Gans is like, what old car? And she's like, I'll buy one, obviously. I just really like her. And then her like mom and her dad were like impressed and like, yes, that's a good idea. Like, it was just so great. I really like his family. Like it must have been great to live in that household and to be with that family. Like they were really, 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 they were really, really great. I need another sip of coffee. I also feel a little bit congested. I feel like I said that the last time. But yeah, Gandhi's family, I love them. They're so great. Um, and then Ronan's family also sounded really fun. I can't like I want some sort of reconciliation with Declan. Really like Matthew. His dad seemed really cool, although he wasn't there a lot. And his mom, seems really, really nice. Adam's family, obviously, not not the best. And then Noah. Noah, I mean Noah. We don't even get to explore Noah that much, so we don't really get to see his family right now. And yeah, what did I want to talk about next? So yes, I really liked how Blue reacted and interacted with the Grey Man. That was great. Also, does she eat anything other than yogurt? Like, my goodness me, so much dairy. Um, the whole Oh yes, the Grey Warren thing. So Ronan is a Grey Warren, and I really liked the whole like Kavinsky is a thief, and I think that was like on the number plate, the thief thing. I don't know if the dream did that or he did that on purpose. Like he's just like accepting his thief status, but it was really cool that Ronan was like this chosen one, sort of. Also, who was that girl? Like, I felt like she was sort of like Persephone for a moment because Adam like compared them to each other, but I don't know. Who is she? Is she just like is she like gonna be like a character? What's gonna happen to her? Speaking of, I don't know why, but I just thought of Noah. Again, I talked about this on my last live show. I don't know what's going to happen with this character because he's so unexplored and because we don't get to see him that much and because he's a ghost. What is going to happen with him? How is his character going to like get a resolution? Because I feel like either he needs to die or he needs to come back to life. And or do you guys see either of those things happening? Do you think he's going to die or come back to life? Like, excuse me, I don't know. I don't know. I feel weird about him. Like he feels so separated from everyone, and I like him, but I don't know him enough, and I feel like he needs to be like more in with things. Um, I don't know. I would just like him to be more a part of the story, or for him to have like more of a storyline. And I feel so weird about where he might go because where is he gonna go? Like I don't know what will happen with him. I really hope that there is a resolution. Like I don't want the last book to come and for him to be in the same place that he is now, sort of just like vanishing every now and again. And even if he stopped vanishing and he had more control over things, I still feel like that wouldn't be like a solid enough resolution. I don't want it to be subtle. I'm really like everything is so subtle, right? And we move forward and so much stuff happens. Like I've been talking for 30 minutes about this book, but at the end, in the last book, I need some like solid like here, done. This happens. This person does this, says this. You know, like I need some like solid moving forward, not subtle things, like clearly stated things. And I know that's gonna be weird because it's gonna be kind of going against what she's doing so far by being so mysterious and subtle. But I need some like resolutions to happen, and I don't know what's gonna happen with Noah. And I feel very like I'm worried about him, and he's not there though. I don't know. So yeah, Ronan is the Grey Warren. Who is the girl? I don't know who she is. Um, Kavinsky, I was starting to like him. I really also liked seeing Ronan and Gansi's relationship, and um, actually Ronan and Gansi's relationship, Gansi and Adam's relationship, and Ronan and Adam's relationship. I really like seeing how Adam affected, afflict, affected the group. Like Ronan sort of placed him as sort of as if he had a sort of power over Gansi, like he had an influence, which makes sense. But at the same time, because of the book, the first book, I just always was like not Adam, Gansi is sort of bringing these people together, and he is like the influencer of them. But to sort of be like, oh, well, Adam also has sort of influence on Gansi. Um, that's like, and it's not just because definitely Adam Gansi is worried about Adam now at least, and you know that worry is sort of like driving him a little bit, but not just that. Like that's not the only way that Adam is influencing the group. It's also I don't know the friendship between Adam and Gansi. I really like that. I really don't want them to be fighting or anything. That fight was so no, I just didn't like it. I did not like. I don't like them fighting. I just want them to be like friends and good. Also, what is happening with Adam's mind? Like he went and he walked on the highway, and that was just so sad. And so like where did he go? And Gansi was so worried. Like he was so worried. I don't know. I don't like when things go wrong with their friendship, and I feel like that's what's gonna happen. Like things are gonna go wrong with their friendship, and things are gonna get like really difficult and complicated, and it's sort of like they don't communicate, and that's one of the things that I don't like to see in books when people have issues because they're not communicating. But it's different here because they're scared to communicate. They want to, but they're scared, and I feel like if they do, they'll fight. But I need them to like work it out, guys. I need them to work it out. Um, yeah, and I really like the to see more of the Ronan and Ganzi friendship, to see another aspect of Ganzi and sort of like how he is in Ronan's friendship, like how he is without Adam, pre-Adam, as Ronan put it. Um, yeah, it was interesting to see Gansey in a different light, and just to see everyone more than you did in the first book. What else did I want to talk about? Oh, generally speaking, this book was sort of, I felt, a little bit of a tangent from the main storyline. We definitely moved away from the Grey. I always get Grey Warren and Glendower. I don't know why I get them confused. But we moved away from the Glendower like storyline, and we moved to sort of like a Noah. No, we didn't. We moved to sort of a Ronan story. Excuse me. And it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. I loved it so much more than the first book. 5 out of 5. Like, I think I would give the first book 4 out of 5. This one is 5 out of 5. But it was still going off onto a different tangent, and I feel like what is the next, like, I feel like, are we gonna deal with things in sort of like a roundabout ways? We could. That's the kind of author that Maggie is, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but also, like, I need some like progression in the plot, you know what I mean? Like, I'm getting to know the characters so much, and that's amazing. And this is definitely a character driven book, but I need some, the plot is so important, you know, like finding Glendower is so important to what is happening, and I need some like progression with that, especially because everything is mysterious. And I definitely felt more in the loop with this one. I felt more like I knew what was happening, but I still felt a little bit like I don't really like, I don't know what's coming at all. Like, I'm just like, so there's 2 more books, and I don't know what is gonna happen in them. Like, I feel like I feel like I'm in a trilogy right now. Like, I feel like the next book is gonna be the end, but it's not. And I'm like, what is gonna happen in that 4th book? Like, what is gonna happen that's gonna make things go terribly wrong in this next book? Because I feel like there needs to be more complication, or needs to be more of the conflict needs to be revealed, and so that means that more bad things need to happen, I guess. But yeah, this was definitely like I don't know. I don't know if people will. I feel like this is a really good book, and I have heard from people that this is their favorite, but I've also heard that people don't like it because it's slow. I found it like I didn't find it slow at all. I found it so interesting, but I can understand because it sort of goes off of the plot line and goes into a different thing. And if you don't like Ronan, then you might not like this. Um, if you like, I feel like people, if people are like reading these books and really wanting some Blue and Gansey stuff to happen, so disappointed. Like, I don't know who wrote the thing at the back of the book for the first book about the whole like romance aspect between Blue and Gansey, but that romance is just not happening. Like, it's happening so slowly, and it's good that it's happening slowly, but it's happening so slowly. Like, anyone who's here for that is gonna have to wait really long. I'm not like, I like them together, and I like the romance and how nicely it's moving, but I'm more interested in the other stuff that's happening. And I'm more excited for possibly like Ronan and Adam stuff happening. I don't know if that's gonna happen. Like, I don't know. I would like for Adam to know that Ronan likes him. That would be good. Okay, what else do I want to talk about? It was a tangent. More disappearing. Neve, is she gonna like meet up with Neve? Cause like they're sort of are they in the same place? I don't know. I feel like sorry, I just dropped something. Neve is definitely gonna come back into the story, right? Because she's too interesting and too mysterious to not come back into the story. Is she gonna be Glendower? Probably not. Um, that's a theory. Someone asked that, right? Like, do you have any theories? Um, I mean, that could be. I don't think that's a theory. I've been thinking for a long time that um, who Blue's dad might be Glendower. I don't think that's true either, but maybe like possibly. I don't know. Um, like, I feel like he's a mysterious character. Neve is a mysterious character, so like I'm just like Glendower. But I don't know. I feel like Glendower's gonna be like someone different, or I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he's definitely gonna be connected to Gansey. He could be Gansey. Probably not. I don't know. It's so hard to make theories about the series because like you just don't know what could happen or where things are gonna go because it's so mysterious. Um, Excuse me. So yeah, is Neve gonna be there, like in the wherever Mora went? Excuse me. Is Glendower gonna be there? Like, I'm really interested to see where that happens, where that goes. I need more coffee. Um, yeah, I'm really interested to see what that happens. I feel like I said really interested so many times just now. Um, then I wrote something about the visions that Adam was seeing. Um, I'm really glad that Adam and Blue are separated. I wrote that down. And yeah, that is everything. I've talked about all the things that I wanted to talk about. If you guys have anything that you want to discuss about this book, any favorite parts that you want to talk about, I really also liked the thing with Kavinsky and Ronan. That fight scene was great. It was just so interesting. Like I the monster that Ronan brought out was so creepy sounding, and I don't know that he sounded really weird, and I don't know, that'd be really cool to see, I guess. Um, but it sounded really epic happening over that party. So yeah, I really like that scene. But do you guys have any like favorite parts of the book? Any things that you really liked? Let me know. I'm just gonna. I mean, I've finished talking about the Dream Thieves now. I have already started reading Blue Lily Lily Blue. The book is somewhere. And I'm really enjoying that as well. I'm 100 pages into that. I started reading it last night, and I went to bed at 2 o'clock, and I woke up, and that's why this live show is a little bit late in starting. Um, but yeah, so I'm enjoying the series so far, and I'm probably gonna do the live show for that really soon. I can't wait to read. I can't wait to finish things and just like get. I'm like being spurred on by stuff right now to like get to things and get to understand what's happening. But yeah, so I was reading that last night. Anyway, like the live show is normally cut off for some reason, so I'm just gonna like chat to you guys for a little bit longer, just to kind of make sure that it doesn't get cut off. Although I feel like it'll be good. I don't know. I didn't put the encoder thing properly, but hopefully it's okay. I don't know. Thanks, Terry, for following me on Twitter. I need to use Twitter more. Um, Actually, let me just like pop onto Twitter really quickly. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments as well if you are not watching this live, and you just want to chat to me about the Dream Thieves or chat to each other. Definitely talk about it in the comments below and what you thought about it. No spoilers for Blue Lily or the Raven King, because this is about um, the Dream Thieves. I really like the titles, but Blue Lily Lily Blue is just Blue Lily Lily Blue is just like it's very like like yeah. I always say it, and I need to like slow down when I say it because it's quite a long title. But I really like the Dream Thieves, and I really like Blue Lily Lily Blue as a title. Um, We've been talking for 42 minutes. I'm so glad that we like sorted out these technical difficulties unless of course something goes terribly wrong right now, or afterwards when I finish, but it seems to have gone well. My internet is way faster, which is great. Um, so yeah, I really hoped that you found this interesting and that you like talking about the Dream Thieves with me. Um, yeah, I really hope you enjoyed chatting with me about the book. Thank you so much for the people who commented. And thank you so much, Rebecca, again, for like helping me out with stuff and, telling me what things were because I did not know. I have not finished my first cup of coffee for today, so that's my excuse. I really want to try matcha. That's really random, but like I really want to try matcha because I feel like everyone is talking about how much energy it gives them, and I feel like I need that energy, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna say goodbye right now, or actually, I'll like talk for another 2 minutes. No, I won't. That just seems unnecessary. I kind of want to like go until 45 minutes, but it's all right. So yes, thank you so much to everyone who has come and is chatting with me, and I hope to see you in the next live show. If you're reading the series, then definitely use the hashtag ReadRaven, and I will be like looking through those tweets and Instagrams and stuff, and through the comments of this video and talking to you. And yes, thank you so much for chatting with me. I hope you enjoyed this. And definitely talk. I'm just repeating myself now. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye bye. Okay, I just